Levi, thanks for sitting down with me. We have had some really great chats in the last day or so, and I wanted to bring our chat to a wider audience because I think you've got some really important things to share. Farmers are obviously dealing with some big pest and pathogen issues. What does the seed industry need to, the seed treatment specifically, need to do in order to help farmers mitigate that by adapting what we're offering?
Yeah, so there's a lot of different pests and pathogens that are a constant struggle, in our farm fields. And I think one of the biggest things that we can do as a seed industry is offer alternative or different modes of action, right? And that comes from new active ingredients that are out there in the market. And specifically what we've been talking about is some of those maybe natural alternatives, and specifically chitosan for us, and being able to really relate not only direct pathogen control, so for SCN, for Pythium, for Rhizoctonia, but also elicit some of those responses that are within the plant's natural ability to take care and fight some of those pests. So the indirect and direct control is another thing I think we can really focus on.
Now, I know you talk to a lot of farmers in your day-to-day business. What are you hearing from farmers about their priorities when it comes to seed treatment?
So again, it's multimodal action and taking care of those pests. So that's the baseline, right? So the next thing that I hear from farmers is that increased vigor. So there's a lot of kind of buzz in the industry about getting stuff out of the ground and uniform. So that's kind of 1 and 2. But we're also starting to hear more folks talk about, that sustainable piece and soil health and taking care of the entire system. So that's kind of the third kind of. Safety is then maybe the fourth, type thing. So we all want to be good stewards. And part of that is kind of the safe factor, not only for the seed, but for the soil, for the good bugs and for the bad, right? Not so safe for the bad bugs.
Yeah. Now, you use the word multimodal, and that kind of has me thinking that integration is one of the biggest words in anything to do with pest management. How do some of the new technologies integrate with conventional technologies? Is there room for partnership and alignment?
Partnership is a big, buzzword everywhere, right? So I tell my daughter and son that you've got to work and play well together. So that's the not number one thing, but has to rank right up there. So synthetic chemistries have a lot of great potential and a great track record, but some of the natural things that we can add on to those sharpen those current chemistries, like the chitosan products that we're bringing to market. Again, it's that direct control and then indirect piece that we can work and bring up and strengthen the entire package to not only strengthen, the seed treatment piece, but then work on the soil health aspect to make sure that we're, building into the future, not just looking at year 1 or just the spring versus tracking things all the way through to the fall or into the next year or generationally.
Levi, your product's tagline is science powered by nature. So correct me if I'm wrong on this, but my understanding is that the chitosan base of your product is a derivative from the seafood industry. So a byproduct essentially from the crab shells. Am I right?
Crab shells, yep.
Okay. So talk to me about how it actually works.
So the crab shell is our chitin based, and we've got a process that turns it into chitosan, and that chitosan is the natural part. And then the science comes into the actual formulation. We're taking that chitosan and testing different formulations to make sure that we've got pest control and the abiotic stress control. So we've utilized a lot of third-party research. We've done a lot of lab testing. We've done a lot of field testing to go ahead and say that it's just not a crushed up crab shell by any means, but it's repeatable results and known formulations that we can go ahead and put out into the field year after year and get those consistent results.
Levi, there's a ton of buzz in the industry about natural solutions. Talk to me about what do you think is going to be coming up? Call it the next 5 years for solutions that have been inspired by nature.
we've figured out a lot of things over the last 5 years, right? And we've got some strong new products in the market, and we're definitely taking that next pioneer step to utilize the tools that we've got available to us to bring on that next generation into the future. So there'll be more to come into the future, and being able to utilize these natural, pieces even more efficiently.
Just on the cusp then.
On the cusp.
We got more to come.
More to come.
Love it. Thank you, Levi.
Appreciate it.